Good morning. Jenny's shaking. It's a little bit chilly. It's not real cold or anything, but I think she's shaking because she doesn't want to get back in the car. She said she's tired of all the riding. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. We are in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, and we got up this morning, and it's kind of like it was yesterday. It's foggy, it's misty on the rain, and we're gonna go into town. I want to show you the historic downtown. Can't show you everything. It's a big place. It would take days, and we don't have that. We're headed to Nova Scotia later today. But I do want to go into town, grab some coffee, and hopefully the fog will have lifted, and I can show you the historic downtown. As we drive towards the historic part of town, of Charlottetown, we pass by tons of shopping, tons of restaurants, every restaurant you could imagine, and nice big mall, nice big shopping areas. Surprised. I mean, there's a lot to do in this town, and it's a young, populated town. A lot of young folks, a lot of millennials, and things for them to do. Now, as we are driving towards the historic part, we're driving through the fog, and I thought about cutting this part from the video, but I want you to go by and see a lot of these things. So stay with us. In a few minutes, I'm going to get out of the car. Fog will be lifting, and we can get some great video and show you some things. Some of these, you're going to see them as we pass by, but some of them, you need to see them up close and personal.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
The Catholic Church of Charlottetown dates back to 1721, when two missionary priests came to minister to the spiritual needs of the early French settlers. A small church was built at Port La Joie, an early French settlement located across the harbor from Charlottetown. This settlement, including the little church, was destroyed during the English invasion in 1758, and the inhabitants were deported to France. There is only one cathedral, the official church of the bishop, in a diocese. It houses the cathedra, or episcopal chair, the symbol of the bishop's authority as chief shepherd of the diocese. The primitive wooden church built on this site in 1816 and dedicated to St. Dunstan, Archbishop of Canterbury, became the cathedral for the Diocese of Charlottetown. It was replaced by a new, larger wooden cathedral in 1843. The cornerstone for the third of four cathedrals, the first built of stone, was laid in 1896. The hard Wallace stone foundation and lintels are softer Miramichi stone walls complemented the 25-year-old rectory next door, but in the form of a Latin cross with 200-foot twin spires and the finest pipe organ in the province. The new cathedral was a tribute to the growing diocese of Charlottetown. But on March 7, 1913, just 6 years after the cathedral's dedication, it was destroyed by fire. The walls of the burned cathedral were reconstructed. Inspired by St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City, they procured the finest materials and craftsmanship to fashion an elegant English Gothic interior that far surpassed the original cathedral in magnificence. Bells, similar in number and tone to those of St. Patrick's Cathedral, were installed in 1928, but later removed due to structural concerns with the bell tower. When this fourth cathedral was completed in 1919, it was the largest and most fire-resistant cathedral in the Maritimes. 1 decade later, for the 100th anniversary of the Diocese of Charlottetown, the Pope honored the enormous financial sacrifices islanders made to resurrect this house of God from its ashes by granting St. Dunstan's the title of Basilica. Only 20 in Canada bear this honorary title. In 1990, the federal government designated St. Dunstan's Basilica a National Historic Site of Canada, citing it as one of the most elaborate churches in the Maritimes and a fine example of high Victorian Gothic Revival architecture. Situated on historic Great George Street near Province House, with spires reaching the highest points on the city skyline, it is the most visible landmark of the city. The French Gothic exterior design lifts our gaze heavenward to the 10-foot-tall spire crosses at the top of the spires. 4 carvings at the outside doors depict Gospel writers Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Each is identified with Gothic script and their creature as described in the book of Revelation. The focal point of the interior, the 37-foot-high altar and 44-foot-long altar screen, houses 23 statues of saints and angels. The German-crafted rose window, though seemingly petite, spans 14 feet. Nearly 300 angel representations are presented in stained glass, below Stations of the Cross, on light fixtures, and entwined in gilded bands of foliage adorning the pillars. It is an odd coincidence that at the meeting of the 23 delegates at the Charlottetown Conference in September 1864, 2 men would have the same name, John Hamilton Gray. That is precisely what happened. It would seem likely that if they met here on Great George Street that week in 1864, they would have had much to discuss. Yesterday when we were driving in, you saw a lot of trees that were down or falling, leaning way down. And today you're noticing tarps on a lot of the roofs. Earlier this year, Hurricane Fiona came through, devastated, did a lot of damage here to Prince Edward Island, and especially to a lot of these old historic homes in Charlottetown. Okay, as I told you, I have to have my morning coffee. Stopped in the Gallery Coffee House and Bistro here in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. And met a nice young lady in there, and she told me about the different fall flavors they've got. And she suggested butterscotch. Now, sure, so coffee, cream and sugar, and a little butterscotch. I know it doesn't sound like the black coffee John Wayne would drink, but hey, it's better. That's good coffee. Hey, if you're in Prince Edward Island, you need to stop here and try out their coffee.
This is a good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has a clear light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a wreck. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today borrow today. Well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day today, and not tomorrow. There's no time to borrow today. Well, something's gotta give today. It's a good day today. It's a good day today. It's a good day to live.
Welcome to Northern Waters Knitwear and Tartan Shop. And we are, the noise you're hearing in the background is our antique looms. We actually, they come from Switzerland and they're all manual labor. Our wool is from England. So all the sweaters that you're going to see on our shelves, our scarves and our hats are all handmade right here in the store. We also have 2 other stores in Nova Scotia, one at Historic Properties and one at Pier 20. So welcome to Northern Knitwear. And we also house 250 different artisans' work from across Canada. The sweaters, scarves, and hats. And then we have mittens are all handmade by different knitters. We have some our socks, we send the wool. Those blankets actually come, those blankets actually come from McAllister's, and they have a mill. And yeah, so they do all the work there. But they're right here in house, and they're beautiful, high quality. So yeah, she almost does. I know, and the toys that she has, she prefers land toys. I always the only reason why I go to the costume is yeah.
What is your price on those?
Like the real deal. It was so cool. I absolutely love the lamb chops. Sherry wants lamb chops.
Thank you so much for touring Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island with us on the journey. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching, for sharing, for hitting that like button, and for subscribing. Next stop, we're going to be taking the ferry to Nova Scotia.